Have you ever noticed that the stairs you used to climb without thinking now seem just a little bit steeper? Maybe standing up from your favorite chair takes a few extra seconds. Or perhaps there's a strange soreness in your legs after a walk that never used to be there. It's subtle at first, almost unnoticeable, but over time these little things start to add up, and one day you realize something's different, something's missing. That something is strength. Now, before you sigh and chalk it up to just getting older, I want you to know this. Muscle loss isn't something you just have to accept. It's not some irreversible curse that comes with your Medicare card. In fact, there's something powerful, something simple you can start doing every single day that can help you keep your strength, your balance, and most importantly, your independence. You see, your muscles are like a savings account. The more you invest, the more you have to draw from later on. And the beautiful thing is, it's never too late to start saving. Whether you're 60 or 90, your body still has the remarkable ability to build muscle. Yes, even now. But it does need a little nudge a daily habit that tells your body, we're not done yet. So let's have a heart-to-heart today. We're not going to talk about lifting weights like a bodybuilder or running marathons. This is about something more practical, more doable, more human. It's about giving your body one consistent message every single day. I still need you to be strong. And it starts with something most people overlook: movement. Not just any kind of movement, but intentional, daily movement that challenges your muscles just enough to keep them active, responsive, and alive. Think about it this way. When you stop using your muscles, your body assumes you don't need them anymore. So it starts letting them go. It's a quiet process. No alarms, no flashing lights, just a little less power each day. But the moment you start using those muscles again, even in small ways, you send a different message. A message that says, keep going, I'm still here, I still need you. Now, this doesn't mean you have to sign up for the gym or start swinging kettlebells in the living room. Let me tell you a story. There's a man named Henry. He's 74, lives alone, and spent most of his retirement watching TV and eating microwave dinners. One day, after nearly falling while getting out of bed, he realized he needed to make a change. So he started doing something so simple, it almost seemed silly. Every morning before breakfast, he'd stand next to the kitchen counter and do 10 slow sit-to-stands from a dining chair. Just 10. Then he'd walk the hallway back and forth 5 times. That's it. That was his start. It's been 6 months now. Henry's not running marathons, but he no longer fears getting up in the middle of the night. He doesn't grip the railings for dear life on the stairs. His doctor says his balance and coordination have improved dramatically. And Henry, well, he says he just feels like himself again. That's the power of one daily habit. The habit we're talking about today is called progressive resistance movement. It simply means doing movements that make your muscles work just a little harder than they're used to. It could be standing up from a chair without using your hands. It could be holding onto the counter and doing gentle calf raises. It could be squeezing a soft ball in your hands to keep your grip strong. The key is consistency. Small efforts, every single day. Muscle doesn't vanish overnight, and it doesn't come back overnight either. But every little push you give your body adds up. It's not about doing more than you can handle. It's about doing just enough and doing it often enough that your body remembers what it's capable of. I know what you might be thinking, but I have arthritis. My knees hurt. I can't do squats or lunges. And that's absolutely okay. The goal isn't to work through pain or discomfort. It's to find movements that feel right for you. If you can't do a sit-to-stand, maybe you start with leg extensions while sitting down. Or maybe it's as simple as standing on your toes for 5 seconds while brushing your teeth. That still counts because you're still asking your muscles to show up. And let's talk about why this really matters. Because this isn't just about vanity or fitting into clothes. Muscle loss is directly linked to falls, to broken bones, to long hospital stays that lead to even more weakness. It's about being able to carry your groceries, open jars, climb into bed, or play with your grandkids. It's about staying independent, staying proud, staying you. A study from Harvard found that seniors who kept just a moderate level of muscle strength were 50% more likely to remain mobile into their 80s and 90s. That's not just a number. That's being able to walk to your favorite cafe, or reach for the top shelf, or dance a little when your favorite old song comes on the radio. And here's a secret nobody tells you. Once you start moving, your body begins to crave more movement. It feels good. Your joints feel looser. Your breath feels deeper. You sleep better. You laugh more. You trust your body again. Now, I'm not saying this is always easy. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when your joints are stiff, or your mood is low, or you just want to sit in the recliner and not be bothered. And that's okay too. But if you can still take one step, one stand, one stretch, you're winning. You're doing more than most. You're telling your body that it still has purpose. Let's make this real. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to try something with me. If you're sitting, place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight, take a deep breath, and slowly stand up. Use your hands if you need to. Then sit back down slowly. That's one. Now do it again. One more time. How did that feel? A little tough? That's all right. That means it's working. If that felt easy, try standing without using your hands. Try doing 3 in a row. And if you're already active, add a 5-minute walk after your breakfast every day. Do gentle arm circles while watching TV. March in place during commercial breaks. It all adds up. And here's the thing I want you to remember more than anything. You are not powerless. Your body still listens. It still responds. It still wants to be strong. It just needs you to speak the right language. And that language is movement. There's another piece of this daily habit that often gets overlooked, and it's just as important as the movement itself. It's your mindset. Because muscle loss doesn't just weaken the body, it can wear down the spirit. It can make you feel invisible, like you're fading into the background of your own life. But you're still here. You still have a story to tell, a laugh that matters, a hug that someone needs, and the strength to keep going. So today, we start simple. A few sit-to-stands, a short hallway walk, a deep breath, and a promise to yourself that you're not giving up on your body, not today, not ever. We've got more to talk about, more ways you can nourish your strength, protect your independence, and feel energized every morning. But for now, take a moment to appreciate this small victory. You showed up. You took action. And that's how change begins. You know what's amazing? That tiny moment when you stood up from the chair, maybe a little shaky, maybe with a bit of effort, but you did it. That's not just movement. That's momentum. And momentum is what keeps the fire going. You've already started sending the signal to your body, I'm not giving up. I'm still in this. Now, let's talk about something that sneaks under the radar far too often: protein. I know, it doesn't sound all that exciting. It's not flashy. But the truth is, protein is your muscle's best friend, especially as you age. It's the building block your body needs to repair and grow stronger. Yet here's the catch: after the age of 60, your body doesn't process protein the same way it used to. You could be eating enough, but if you're not timing it right or spreading it throughout your day, you might still be losing more than you're gaining. You see, most people eat light in the morning, maybe toast, some fruit, a little cereal, and then load up their protein at dinner. But by then, your muscles have already gone most of the day starving for what they need. Instead, what your body really needs is a steady supply, about 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. That's enough to flip the switch inside your muscle cells and say, all right, let's rebuild. Think of your day like a 3-part story: breakfast, lunch, dinner. Each part is an opportunity to give your muscles a little love. Maybe it's eggs in the morning, or Greek yogurt with a few berries. Lunch could be tuna on whole grain, or a lentil soup. Dinner, grilled chicken, baked salmon, or a hearty bean stew. You don't need to eat like a bodybuilder. You just need to make sure each meal has a little muscle magic in it. Let me tell you about Joyce. She's 78, lives with her cat Lucy, and used to skip breakfast most days. She'd say, I'm not hungry in the morning, and then nibble on crackers until dinner. Her doctor told her she was normal for her age: tired, a little weak, sometimes dizzy, but then she saw a nutritionist who told her something simple: Eat 25 grams of protein within an hour of waking up. So she started with a protein shake. Just that. Every morning. Within 2 weeks, she was standing up faster. Her dizziness stopped. Her energy returned. Today, she walks to the mailbox with a smile, not fear. And it started with a glass of something she used to ignore. That's the power of protein timing. And we're not just talking about animal protein. If you're vegetarian, there are plenty of wonderful options. Tofu, tempeh, lentils, chickpeas, even quinoa. Nuts and seeds help too. It's about getting a mix that works for you, something your body recognizes and can turn into strength. But there's another piece to this. You can feed your muscles all the protein in the world, but if your body can't absorb it properly, you won't see the results you want. This is where gut health comes into play. I know, we're diving deep now, but hang with me. Your gut is like the doorway to everything your body needs. If that doorway is blocked or sluggish, nutrients can't get where they need to go. Many seniors deal with things like bloating, constipation, or indigestion, and often think it's just part of aging. But poor gut health can silently sabotage your efforts to regain strength. So what can you do about it? You don't need to start drinking kale smoothies or buying expensive probiotics. Sometimes, the simplest habits make the biggest difference. Try adding fermented foods a few times a week, things like plain yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or a spoonful of miso in your soup. These introduce beneficial bacteria that help your gut work better, which means more nutrients absorbed and less wasted effort. Also, don't forget the fiber. Your gut bacteria feed on it. And when they're happy, they help lower inflammation, regulate digestion, and support better immune function. Think beans, oats, berries, and leafy greens. A little here, a little there, and suddenly your whole system starts working more efficiently. Which brings me to another silent thief of strength, inflammation. Now, I don't mean the kind you feel after a stubbed toe. I'm talking about low-grade, chronic inflammation that slowly wears down your muscles, your energy, and your spirit. Doctors call it inflammaging, and it's one of the leading causes of accelerated muscle loss in seniors. It's sneaky because you don't always feel it happening, but it's working in the background, draining your strength day by day. The good news is you can fight back. Remember when your grandma used to say, food is medicine? She was onto something. Certain foods have powerful anti-inflammatory effects that can help your muscles recover faster and resist breakdown. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines are full of omega-3s, which directly reduce muscle inflammation. Spices like turmeric and ginger work like nature's ibuprofen. Olive oil, especially the extra virgin kind, has a compound that mimics anti-inflammatory drugs but without the side effects. Even colorful berries, those little blueberries in your oatmeal, are rich in antioxidants that shield your muscle cells from damage. The more of these foods you sprinkle into your meals, the more your body starts to bounce back. You might not feel it right away, but over time, the difference is night and day. Now, I want to pause here and say this. If you've been feeling discouraged, like maybe it's too late, or you've lost too much already, I hear you. It's easy to look in the mirror and wonder where the time went. But the truth is, your body still wants to heal. It still wants to respond. You just have to meet it halfway. You're not broken. You're not finished. You're still in there. And the tiniest changes can spark the biggest comeback. Take Ruth. She's 82, had 3 falls last year, and nearly gave up walking altogether. But someone gave her a resistance band. Bright green. Simple. She started doing light bicep curls and seated leg presses for 10 minutes a day while watching her favorite soap opera. That was it. Just 10 minutes. 6 months later, Ruth walks without a cane. She gardens again. She tells people, I feel like I came back to life. And all it took was a piece of stretchy rubber and a bit of consistency. The truth is, building muscle after 60 doesn't require perfection. It doesn't demand hour-long gym sessions or complicated routines. It asks for 2 things, movement with purpose and nourishment with intention. You've already started the movement. Maybe it was just standing up a few more times. Maybe a short walk to the mailbox. Maybe lifting your arms a little higher when you stretch. Whatever it is, it counts. Now you're learning how to nourish those muscles with protein, with timing, with food that fights inflammation and supports your gut. You're building a foundation not just for strength, but for confidence, for freedom, for the kind of life where you can do the things you love without worrying that your body won't keep up. And here's something beautiful. The more you do this, the more your mind starts to shift. You begin to trust yourself again. You stop tiptoeing around your limitations and start expanding your possibilities. You begin to realize that every step forward is a step toward the life you still deserve. So if today you ate one good source of protein, that's a win. If you moved your body for 10 minutes, even better. If you stood up, looked in the mirror, and decided you're not done yet, that's a victory. Let's keep building on that. Because your muscles aren't just waiting for permission, they're waiting for purpose. And every time you show up, every time you move, every time you eat with intention, you're giving them exactly what they need. You're not just preserving strength, you're reclaiming it. There's something truly powerful about reclaiming what you thought was gone. Strength doesn't always return with a roar. Sometimes it comes back as a whisper, the way your body feels steadier when you stand, or how your balance holds steady while reaching for something on the top shelf. That quiet return is your body saying, "Thank you for not giving up on me." Now that you've already made space in your life for intentional movement, and you've started nourishing your muscles with the right kinds of protein and anti-inflammatory foods, it's time to bring it all together with one more essential piece: restoration. Yes, rest. We often think of muscle building as something we do. But the truth is, your muscles don't grow stronger while you're exercising. They grow while you're resting. That's when the real magic happens. And yet, rest is something so many of us push aside. We stay up late watching TV. We toss and turn through the night. We wake up groggy and think, this is just what aging feels like. But it doesn't have to be. Rest isn't laziness, it's recovery. It's the time your body uses to repair, to rebuild, and to prepare for the next day. Without it, even the best exercise or nutrition plan won't stick. Especially as we get older, sleep becomes just as important as the movement itself. You might be surprised to hear this, but poor sleep has been linked to faster muscle loss in seniors. One study from Tufts University found that older adults who slept less than 6 hours a night lost muscle 3 times faster than those who got quality sleep. That's a massive difference. And it's not just the quantity of sleep, it's the quality. Deep, restorative sleep is where your muscles heal. It's where your hormones balance, your cells repair, and your energy is restored. So how do you improve it? It doesn't have to be complicated. Start by setting a consistent bedtime yes, just like when we were kids. Our bodies love rhythm. Try turning off screens an hour before sleep, dimming the lights, and creating a routine that tells your brain it's time to slow down. Maybe it's a warm bath, a little stretching, or 5 quiet minutes with a book. Let your nervous system settle. And if your sleep still feels off, consider this. Sometimes what feels like a sleep problem is actually a muscle problem in disguise. Weak leg muscles can cause restlessness at night. Inflammation can make you toss and turn, but when you start strengthening your body during the day, sleep tends to follow. It's all connected. This brings us to one final habitant. It's one that goes far beyond physical movement. It's something you carry in your thoughts, in your voice, in your spirit. Belief. That might sound strange, but hear me out. So many people stop trying because they stop believing it's possible. They've been told, well, that's just what happens at your age. And so, slowly, silently, they stop asking their bodies to improve. They stop pushing, even gently. They stop reaching. But belief is the engine of change. It's what fuels the choice to get out of the chair, to drink the shake, to go for the walk even when your knees creak a little louder than usual. Belief says, I'm not done yet. And it's one of the most potent daily habits you can ever practice. Belief leads to action. Action leads to momentum. Momentum leads to strength. And that strength ripples through everything. You're not just building muscle to lift things. You're building it to lift yourself, to lift your life. And here's the truth that not enough people tell you. The body follows the mind. If you believe in your ability to improve, even just a little, your body will start to respond. Maybe not overnight, but over time, steadily, quietly, faithfully. I've seen it happen again and again. There's Edna, 83 years old, who started dancing again in her kitchen after decades of stiffness. Or James, who walked his daughter down the aisle without a cane when just 6 months before, he struggled to climb stairs. Or Tom, who hadn't been able to open a jar of pickles in over a year and now crushes walnuts with his bare hands not because he needed to, but because it made him feel alive again. They didn't take shortcuts. They didn't have secret formulas. They just showed up every day with a little bit of movement, a little bit of nourishment, a little bit of rest, and a whole lot of belief. You can do the same. Let's recap not in a list, but in a feeling. You started this journey feeling a little unsure, maybe even a bit discouraged. But now you know the truth. Your body can rebuild strength. It can protect itself from decline. It can rise up not just to survive, but to thrive. And all it takes is one habit, repeated daily. Stand more. Move with purpose. Feed your muscles what they need. Give your body time to rest. And perhaps most importantly, believe. Believe that it's not too late, that your best days don't have to be behind you, that strength is not just a young person's game, it's your right too. Now, I want to ask something of you, not for me, but for you and for the others out there who may need to hear this message. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to leave a comment below. Share your story. Tell us where you're watching from, or what step you're going to take starting today. That one comment might be the light someone else needs to keep going. And if you haven't yet, hit the like button and subscribe. Not just because it helps our channel grow, but because it keeps you connected to a community that believes in better aging. A community that values strength, spirit, and the freedom to keep living fully at any age. You deserve to feel proud of your body, to walk with confidence, to get down on the floor and back up again, to play, to laugh, to stretch, to live. Because strength is not just about lifting weights, it's about lifting your life. Here's to your next chapter, Roan, filled with purpose, with energy, and with the quiet but unstoppable power of choosing to begin every single day. Here's to living your best life at any age. You've got this.